It's another Fixed or Phuxxed. And it's another TV related Fixed or Phuxxed. I really want to be doing other things. I think I even have other things to be doing. And not just in terms of in general in life, but in terms of Fixed or Phuxxed. I do have other things to be doing. But if anybody out there has been watching Fixed or Phuxxed, you may have seen I fixed a Samsung TV, a Samsung Smart TV, that lobotomised itself into a Samsung Pretty Damn Stupid TV. This is not ideal, but it works fine. It just isn't very clever anymore. So in here, I believe, when this turned up today, I believe there's a dead Amazon Fire TV stick. So this is just me opening. I'm doing an unjiffying. Oh, it's an unjiffying of a broken thing. Ah, you watch unboxing videos, why wouldn't you watch unjiffying videos? I am unjiffying a Amazon Fire. I don't know what generation it is, because apparently they have next generation and NAF generation. They probably have Deep Space 9 6 sticks. I don't know. But there goes Clunk. It's an unjiffying. I'm going to have to look at why this would have been covered in stickers. I don't know anything about these, but I'm hoping that this will give me a Fixed or Phuxxed video, and if I can get it working at the end, a cleverer TV again. I say, it just was described as covered in stickers. Maybe that's what's wrong with it. It hasn't come with USB cable, but it's a normal little USB port, normal HDMI. I'm gonna have to find something to plug it in, something to plug into it, some batteries, and then gonna see what it does. Or doesn't. Before trying to wrestle a TV in here to plug this into, I'm going to see if it powers up. Now, I don't know. I don't know if these need to be plugged into a TV before they try to power up. I know nothing about them. And it came with no manual. But I'm going to see if it draws any power. This is maybe the wrong way around. I don't know. But that is one of the most useful things I've ever bought, because it will actually tell you what the voltage going through, being drawn, no, the current is being drawn, what the voltage being put out is. Anyway, it'll tell you if there's voltage drops, shorts, current draw. It's really useful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug that into a, I want to say Poundland, but it was £2. So into a £2 chargy plug adaptery power thing. I'm not doing so good with the words thing today. I'm going to take the back off. You probably could figure out how you do this. I'm going to take the back off the remote and put the batteries in. Interesting to note, because normally I'd be lazy and assume one goes one way, one goes the other. They both go the same way around. I'm going to drop power into this, because I don't know if you then have to... Is there a power button? I don't know how it works. I might need to find a manual. Hold on. Should that not light up? I don't know if that should light up. I may have to double check these batteries are any good. Do I have any? No. Do I have any? No. You don't even know what I was saying. Yes. Like I say, I have another remote here from another TV thing, which was actually a TV, not just a TV thing. I know these ones work, because I was using that remote. Let's just see, because that to me is a little suspicious. That little thing up there suggests, it just lends itself to making me believe that should be some sort of flashy I'm being used thing. Now, maybe it only works when these batteries all look the same. I don't know if I've picked up the right ones. It's not lighting up. So I wonder if there's a remote issue. I don't know. I don't know anything. Today I am completely bereft of knowledge. What I'm going to do very quickly, and this is just before I have to get a TV wrestled out and set up, but I just want to very quickly see if there's any power draw. Also, I can't get this cable around the right way for you, but I can see it. I can read upside down and sideways and back to front. It's fine. Now I've plugged it in. Well, without it being plugged into a TV, it is genuinely doing sod all. The volts have not dropped, the amps have not gone up. it might be truly dead, or it might need plugging into a TV. So, I'll be back after trying to truly plug it into a TV. I am doing this one-handed because I'm having to hold my part dismantled, but I haven't actually got on with fully stripping it yet. Broken Philips, well, the red glare Philips screen with the Amazon is plugged in the back, and then it's plugged into this. This adapter, I do believe, puts out 2 amps, and apparently the Fire Stick wants 2 amps. So I know that puts out enough power. I know it's plugged into the HDMI port. I don't know if it's plugged into the correct HDMI port. I'm going to plug it into a different HDMI port. And still fuck all. So there's definitely a need to investigate the stick. Still not convinced about this bit, but there's definitely stick issues. In case you were wondering how one of these comes apart, and also sometimes people comment on the nails, well, there is a reason for the nails, and it is for the aparting of things, and also for playing guitar very badly. But mostly for the aparting, because I managed to just pop this enough. I did click this back together, so I've already had one side undone, but it allowed me to pop it enough to get the spudgery, spludgery, whatever you call it-y thing in the gap. And then, does the gap even still exist? I've got some gap tunes somewhere. Or did they have some more for the thing of mind the gap? Oh, how many puns can we have to sell our cheap sweatshop made over price labelled crap? Yeah, that's it. Open. Does it hinge? Yep, there it is. There is a Kindle Fire TV. Is the USB port warped? Is it wobbly? I'm probably going to have to do some beepy multimeter on this, which I would like to find my cut-off USB cable, because I have one somewhere that I've left this end on. I've cut the other end off bed-wise, so it allows me to go beep, beep, beep. Actually, I allow my multimeter to go beep, beep, beep. But I like making the noise too. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything immediately terrible. I did see a really bizarre thing. I looked up Kindle Fire Stick not working on Google, and you plug it into your TV, then you unplug your TV, and while the TV is still on, you do a thing with a thing. And you've unplugged your TV. If you've unplugged your TV, then how is your TV still on to do the thing with the thing? And it just made no sense, so I'm ignoring it. But yeah, that's the inside of one of these, and hopefully it's the inside of a soon-to-be working one of these. But I'm not holding my breath. If I was holding my breath, I wouldn't be able to talk, and you'd probably be much happier. Guessing that this thing here, some sort of Bluetooth or Wi-Fi antenna booster, which doesn't really look relevant at this moment in time. Yeah, well, let's hope it's a bad port. If it's not, I've had bad port in the past. It's not to be recommended. Let's hope it's a bad port, because if it isn't, this might really start to challenge me far too much. So I need to find a cable and do BPP games, and then I'll be back. Well, here's something interesting. I didn't get to properly beep it, because I didn't know where my cut-off cable was, and this is not my beepy multimeter, but not only does it not beep, it doesn't have very proby probes for getting inside the USB cable, and blah, blah. Anyway, while I was wiggling things around and thinking of playing beepy, if you look at those numbers, and if I get this just right, which isn't there, clearly, or there. If you keep looking at the numbers, come on numbers, come on, be lucky. Anyway, alright, I'm going to unplug it and plug it back in. What happens now? 495. I really should have got the one of these that gives you the amps at the same time as the volts. Anyway, I assure you that at one point, God, bloody awkward thing. Oh shit. Well, there you go. The USB port just kind of lifted itself. I'm twisting this, and it just kind of lifted itself off the board. But as it lifts itself off the board, it's drawing power. So I do think this is, I don't know if it's a broken USB, zoom out. I don't know if it's a broken USB port or just desoldering itself USB port, but the problem lies within the USB port. So with luck, I can USB this back together, or maybe I've got to buy another port, replace the port. But might have a working Fi stick for the sake of some USB-ness. I have not yet attempted soldering, but would you look at that? And, I'm going to have to zoom you down there, would you look at that? Right, it is drawing 0.24, 0.27, it was drawing 0.45 at one point, presumably that's as it boots up, as it boots up. There we go. Home is currently unavailable. We are unable to connect to. Stop putting crap in my way when I'm trying to read it out. Alright, network settings. I might still have a Duff remote, because I'm sure that ought to light up. So it could be... Right, I think we've got a dead remote. I'm not worrying about the dead remote, because I have a live stick. Remotes can be had fairly cheap, or I can try to fix or unfucks the remote. All I care about is this is now giving life. I will have to see if I can perpetuate this liveliness. I haven't got it back together yet, but I have done the soldering, which, by the way, is not fun. Now, I struggle to get a capture file. I've got that microscope that... I need to get that video uploaded. Got a little crappy USB microscope, goes into the laptop and kind of shows things. I can't work with it because it sits too close to things for me to get soldering tools in there, and the capture software's crap on it, but it allowed me to see that this, I don't know if you can see, that is kind of an angle. These do not appear to be soldered in. It's like the mounting posts, anchor posts, whatever you call them, the anchors, the mounts, not soldered in. And then the contacts... Can I get close enough? And then can it focus? The answer may be no to both of these. Yeah, my soldering job is terrible. But the contacts that come off the USB port onto the board, they sit too high. I imagine that they sit too high normally. It puts strain on them and the solder joints break. Because when I looked under the microscope, every solder joint was broken. Now, I don't know how many you need to have make contact. I'm guessing 2, because it's just power, and I don't know if the outer one acts automatically as the earth, but none of them made contact. And I don't know if it's poor design or poor soldering, but none of them made contact, and I had to tilt it up to get them to go close enough to the board to solder. I'm really hoping, though, and the reason there's no TV is so we can focus on the numbers and try not to put that on anything metal that might short it out while I do this. I'm really hoping this is going to make a difference. We have a little... There we go, we have numbers. We have numbers, and you can see this is what's plugged into there. The voltage is dropping. The amperage is going up. Probably similar to how it did last time. What I want to do now, as that is, yeah, it's definitely drawing kind of the figures it was before. I want to see what happens if I put it back where it should be. Does that break the contact, or has it stayed soldered? Okay, I am going to go and no, I'm not. I'm going to quickly turn the camera off, check this on a TV while it's holding it in place, and then, if that works, I'm going to go and solder these these anchor posts in. Anchors, posts, whatever, mounts, the legs. I'm going to solder the legs in. Because I suspect what happens is, over time of plugging and unplugging, because the bloody thing isn't properly secured, you're just putting all the strain on these little tiny little solder joints, and they just break. I don't know, I'm not going to say it's bad design, because it's got the posts. I'm going to say it's bad manufacturing. Right, I have reassembled the stick. Now, I had to resolder the stick whilst reassembling, because the moment I tried to pull the cable out and put it back in again, it broke the solder joint again, because Amazon really, they made such a bodge of the way the port and the way the port and... Anyway, it's done. It draws power. I have not tried it drawing power connected to a TV. I may still have cooked it. The power draw could be it just melting itself from the inside. But it is done to the point that it draws power. It is now plugged in to the... It is reassembled and plugged in to the back of the half-assembled, because here's the other half, TV. I have my rum of commiseration or celebration. I have my remotes, one of which I am uncertain over, but I have looked into how to reset it, and one which works for the TV. Not much use for the stick, probably. And I have this about to be plugged in. Moment of truth time. I'm hearing this is noise. I think my gotta be careful with this. I think this plug that you can't see because my focus is all gone. God say, what is wrong with this camera? I think I need to do a fixed or fuxed on the camera, but then how do I record a fixed or fuxed on a camera that I use to record fixed or fuxed? But yeah, the USB adapter there, the Poundland £2 one, I think I kind of cooked it once. It got very hot and made an unpleasant smell, and that's probably why it now whines and buzzes. But it works, it's fine. I'm thinking of this, I'm looking at the reading because I've heard tell that the Amazon stick needs 2 amps. And I know that these plugs that you now can't see. But bloody hell, it's worked. I haven't killed it. I say worked, and it could still be faulty. But it's back to no worse than it was when I bent things around. Yeah, very quickly, yeah, I've heard people say that you need 2 amps for the Fire Stick, and I'm not seeing this drawing more than half an amp at most during load up. So I debate this. You might almost get away with a standard USB port in my opinion. Although I'm not doing anything, it's not Wi-Fi'd up I suppose, but I don't believe it's ever going to draw 2 amps. Anyway, back to my amazement that I haven't killed the stick. It loaded very quickly. I was expecting it to take forever and then just explode. I haven't killed the stick. But this, let's see, I can't see why just fixing the power feeds to the stick would make this work, but before I go into, oh, here's how you reset this, do I have to reset it? No. I don't, go away. Okay. Does it go the other way? Oh, let's go to preferences. That can give this a proper test, can't it? I'm almost disappointed because I wanted to try getting this to talk to that after it didn't talk to it first time, but I'm kind of also happy that it's took down works, up works, so left, right, up, down works. Oh, metric units, I prefer metric units. What happens if I... Maybe I need to read the manual on how to do things, because I'm not... Display temperature in... Okay, well it's registering that I'm clicking on it, it's just not wanting to play. Maybe I need to be connected to the internet for that, I don't know. Okay, well, you know what? Because I'm not going to hook this up to the Wi-Fi and stuff now, I need to figure out if it's got somebody else's data on it already. Don't want to be showing that on camera if it has. So, I am going to put this down before it stops working again. Still annoyed that's not actually an LED. It's just a little hole that suggests it should be, which is why I was thinking this wasn't doing anything. But maybe with it being Bluetooth, maybe it took some time to initialise after I put the batteries in. Anyway, you know what? This, to me, seems to be working. So, it started Phuxxed. It's definitely when I took it out of the Jiffy and I turned the camera on, it was most definitely Phuxxed. But now, well, I don't know. I'm going to have my run, and I'm going to declare this fixed or Phuxxed. Fixed!